What's going on, folks? Devon Banks here, back in the bass basement. I've got 4 bluegill imitating baits that's going to get you bit when the fish are roaming shallow. It's all coming up. Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. And all the baits I'm going to talk about today, you can pick them up at Tackle Warehouse. Now, bluegill imitating baits. During the spawn, when the largemouth are fry garden, when they're roaming shallow, when they're around that cover, when they're feeding on bluegill, I've got 4 baits that's definitely going to get you bit when the feed is on bluegill. So let's get right into it. I've got 4 baits. 2 of them I like to use in a weedless presentation, and the other 2 more like an open water scenario. So that's my breakdown. So first bait is Berkley's HD Bluegill in the Ripple Shad 4-inch version, and this is on a belly weighted swim bait hook, 3/0, and I like to dip the tail in chartreuse just a little bit. Has no red eyes. I like to throw this around rocky banks, shallow vegetation, scattered grass, lily pads, anywhere where I think a bass is lurking. Stained water, this is a good one right here. The 4-inch Berkley Ripple Shad with a belly weighted hook, HD Bluegill. The next one is Berkley's Paddlin Power Stinger. And if you look at this bait, it resembles a baby coal shad. That's exactly what this is. Has the honeycomb tail and boot tail. This is a great bait to use also around that scattered grass, that scattered vegetation, little pockets and holes within the grass, and around isolated wood cover. I like to use a underspin with this just to give a little bit of flash. I use this underspin belly weighted hook on both the Power Stinger and also the Ripple Shad. It all depends on what my presentation is and how much vegetation. Is it thick? Is it scattered? But I like to just add a little bit of flash. Once again, a chartreuse tail. I like to dip the tail in chartreuse, and I just throw this around isolated cover, rocky banks, isolated stumps and wood, just to see if there are bass is lurking ready to ambush a bluegill. Definitely one that is tied on during this time of year. So those are the 2 baits that I like to use for a weedless presentation. When we go to docks and areas where there's open water, shade pockets in docks, floating docks, I like to use Berkley's Gilly, but I rigged this with a line through. I modified this bait and I rigged it as a line through. I have a size 8 Fusion 19 treble hook right here at the bottom, and I rigged this as a line through. I have a 3/32 weight inserted at the top here, and I'm able to skip this bait around docks, floating docks, just shade pockets where this little 3.5-inch bait will sink down, and then it's a slow retrieve back, and I'm waiting for the strike. So this is the sunfish color in the Berkley Gilly, 3.5-inch bait, 90 millimeters. But this is a bait that I like to use around docks and isolated cover where I can get away with this exposed treble hook. So great version right there. Now, if you want to know how I do the line through, let's take a pause for the cause for a minute. I use Valley Hills Trebling through pipe. I'll put the link in the description below so you can check these out. This is the size 1, but this is perfect. I'm sorry, size small. This is a small version of the Trebling through pipe, but I insert it right here, and I'm able to have the line through go through with my treble hook, and I inserted a 3/32 nail weight through here, and I'm all good to go. And this is just one, it skips real well, it works good, and a great bluegill imitator. The last bait that I'm gonna talk about is a bait that I just come to find out this year and eager to try. I heard some good things about it, and I just got it, and I'm gonna talk about it because it looks like a bluegill to the T. This is Savage Gear's Bluegill Pulse Tail. Now this looks just like a bluegill right here. 3-inch version, exposed hook. So I'm gonna throw it in the same areas as I do the Gilly. Little shade pockets around docks. Anywhere I can get away with throwing that exposed hook, I'm gonna throw this bait. And if you can see it very well, this looks like a bluegill. And I'm gonna throw it in the same places I throw the Gilly. And looking for some success with this bait. Looks good. And I mean, has a 3D profile of a bluegill for 3-inch. And what largemouth is it going to eat this small little bait right here? This bait right here comes in a 2-pack, and it's 3/8 of an ounce, if I'm not mistaken. But very excited to throw this bait right there. So there you have it, folks. 4 bluegill imitating baits that can work in a weedless presentation or open water for you to get success around this time of year. We know largemouth are roaming shallow. They're fry gardening right now, so any bluegill that comes within the bed or closer to bed, they're going to strike out of anger and to get that bluegill out of there, or just feed. And these are 4 baits that I think are going to be high successful and help you out on the water. You can get all these baits at Tackle Warehouse. If you got any questions, make sure you tap in and let me know down below. I'll be sure to get back to you in the comments. Other than that, I'll see you on the next one.